Well, think about it. As a child growing up, a woman was given what? An easy bake oven, so she could cook. You know, she was given a baby doll, so she can act like she can feed a baby. She dressed up as a princess, so she can get ready for her wedding. It's like women were born to be ready to be married, whereas me, I grew up with a video game, a basketball, and hanging out with my friends. I played all my life, so it's like men, on the other hand, we play all day. We ain't got time for all of that.
So, when they give us the easy bake oven and the doll, they teaching us to be women, to be grown women, to be ready for the world. But, so, having the games and Game Boys and PlayStation, y'all gonna play your whole life? Because a lot of men now constantly play games at 30 years old. They don't want to spend time with their wife or girlfriend or whoever. They want to sit around their boys, play games, play video games.
Welcome back to Factually Opinionated. This is your guy, Jay Will. And today we're going to be discussing a subject that I am very passionate about. Marriage. It's a big dot deal to me. And I feel like it should be a big dot deal to you. I'm glad to have you back. Hope that you checked out all our other episodes that we've uploaded. Today we have a special guest on Factually Opinionated. We brought in somebody of the opposite sex, and her name is Cornecia. You want to say hello to the people?
Hello, you all.
Don't think we're going to take it easy on you. We ain't taking it easy on you. We're going to come at you just like you was 10.
Katie, you want to send a shout out to the peoples, man?
Hello everybody, it's your boy KD. This is a good topic for me too, bro.
And it's your boy Ray. Y'all know, from Buffalo, New York. We have a special guest, one of my good friends. She gonna bring it today. I hope y'all know y'all finna learn a whole bunch. Stay tuned today. We got 2 people that's married and 2 people who ain't married. We just out here. So y'all enjoy.
So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Like I said, we're talking about marriage. So I'm gonna start with a short and sweet question, for everyone. And we're gonna start with Katie, I guess. Is marriage an important part of society, Katie?
Yes, marriage is definitely an important part of society because it shows the emotional standpoint to both parties. It shows security and stability. So if you're not a spiritual person who believes that you should be married because you shouldn't be shacking up or living with someone like that, well, I come from the standpoint of secular, where you can say stability and security. It's like you think of buying a new car. If you have a new car and you're going out there in the wintertime, you know for sure that the car is going to start up. Or if you're taking a road trip, you know that the car is not going to break down. Well, that's like a marriage. As a married man, when I'm coming home from work, when after I do my thing, I know my wife is going to have the things that I need for me at home. I know that she's going to be there. I know that she's going to support me in the decisions that I made while I was out at work. So as far as that, yes, it's an important part of society because it leaves that monkey off your back. Like, I don't have nobody there for me because there's always someone there for me.
Cornecia, do you feel as though marriage is an important part of society?
Yeah, I believe marriage is an important part of the society. Because a man needs a woman just like a woman needs a man. I mean, what's a man without a woman? And I know a lot of men play hard, like they gotta have this woman, side chick, baby mama, all that. But at the end of the day, you gonna want somebody to come home to. You gonna want that one because let's say when you do in a relationship or whatever, and that girl cheat, they feel like their whole world ends. So that lets me know men sensitive. You want that one. So yeah, I believe it's very important. And with marriages, it's like when I look at a lot of marriages, when I go to weddings, when a woman throw the bouquet, a lot of women run to, they ready for that. So why do when men, take the little thing off her leg, why they run from it? Why they get on down? They let it fall. Ain't nobody trying to come to it. They looking at it or running off. Like, what's up with this?
Hey, let me jump in right now. Hold on, wait. Man, cancel out what both of them just said because they don't want to keep it real. They want to just say what sounds good to the people. Well, I'm gonna keep it just straight up real with y'all. I read a statistic that 44% of people that took this survey said that marriage will be a thing of the past soon. Out of those 44%, I must agree with y'all. Only 5% said they didn't want to get married. So that does leave room for 39% of those people that took that survey that said, yeah, we still do want to get married. So that lets you know that a lot of people in America still want to get married. But I got to tell y'all the truth. The reason that it's important, but it has to be important for the male. For some reason, the men in America have lost that pride of being the man of the house. They are sort of what you would say, not stepping up to the plate. We running from the bouquet. It is what it is. And I'm going to explain to you why. Well, think about it. As a child growing up, a woman was given what? An easy bake oven, so she can cook. You know, she was given a baby doll, so she can act like she can feed a baby. She dressed up as a princess, so she can get ready for her wedding. It's like women were born to be ready to be married. Whereas me, I grew up with a video game, a basketball, and, you know, hanging out with my friends. I played all my life. So it's like men, on the other hand, we play all day. We ain't got time for all of that. And the things that we have to start growing up as men, we got to put the toys away. Sometimes it's time for us men to step up and be that. Be men. Be protectors. It's important for a man, for marriage in our society, because you don't want your children growing up without a father. You don't want your children growing up with somebody else being his pappy. You know, it's just like these simple things that you got to step up if you want marriage to, you know, and that shows, that helps a man be a man, and it helps his little girl be a girl. And I got 5 steps to getting towards a marriage. I say you have to be friends first. You have to date first. You have to make her your girlfriend. And after you started playing these childish games, you make her your fiance. You know, and after the fiance, there comes marriage. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about keeping friends around that's going to hold y'all responsible to that marriage. And I think that's what makes the successful marriage. This coming from a young man, though. We need to go ask our grandparents how to be real in these marriages, though, Josh.
So,
yeah, y'all had. What was you finna say, Carnisi?
So the point Ray made about, you know, women having easy bake ovens and dolls as a child. I mean, then men playing video games. So as a child, a woman is growing to become a woman. So you saying a man, by a little boy, by him getting games, he gonna play his whole life. So, you know, when they give us the easy bake oven and the doll, they teaching us to be women, to be grown women, to be ready for the world. But so having the games and Game Boys and PlayStation, y'all gonna play your whole life? Because a lot of men now constantly play games at 30 years old. They don't want to spend time with their wife or girlfriend or whoever. They want to sit around their boys, play video games.
Canisia, the thing with that, you make an excellent point. But I feel like that's why marriage is so important. Because especially if it's a good marriage, you know, it says that when a couple is married, children get gender-specific instructions from both parents. You're supposed to learn how to be caring and nurturing and things of that nature from your mother. You're supposed to learn how to cut grass, rake leaves, you know what I'm saying, bring the bacon home,
right,
you know, from your father. This stuff you're supposed to learn, you know, but I feel as though households are kind of getting away from that. And I mean, that kind of factored in. My dad didn't have a video game, and that's why he knows how to be a good provider. And, you know, my mother, she really had to cook for her siblings and things of that nature. It's like, to me, I feel like there's so many single parent homes. Not saying that a single mother can raise their child right to go to college and, you know, raise upstanding citizens. I'm just saying it's a whole lot more difficult. And the statistics support that. Children that are raised in families where there's marriage and their families are intact are more likely to attend college. They're healthier physically and emotionally, and they're less likely to get pregnant or to impregnate someone as a teenager. And like I said, when things like that happen, when you get somebody pregnant young, a child can't teach another child how to be an adult because we're both children. So that kind of starts a terrible cycle. And that's the generation that we kind of came around in. You know, I know people whose mother had them at 15 years old. You know, I know them really well. I talk to them often. But, you know, I guess that leads me to our next question. Why does the younger generation prefer to shack up and play house rather than to go ahead and commit to someone and go ahead and get married?
As black people, as kids, we mimic a lot of things. If a dad not in the house, get in a relationship, we're gonna hurry up and want to jump and live with somebody and shake up because we ain't never had it. We want to feel that love or feel that protection that we never got. And also, as a child, if you in a single parent home and you don't have a dad there, and if you meet a guy who's protecting you, showing you what's what, you're gonna want to be with him all the time. You're gonna want feel that love and protection. So eventually, one thing leads to another. You gonna move with him or want to move with him, thinking in your mind like it's gonna be okay. Because in the spiritual realm, it's like if you're not married and if you shacking up, it's things gonna start coming to the light. How that person act, who they really are, and a lot of evil spirits they leave the door open for evil spirits to come in. You're gonna want to you gonna feel like, who is this person? Like, this ain't the person I fell in love with or who I first met. So I feel like the younger generation want to shack up because they see that they mimic what their parents did. It's like a generational thing. Maybe like a generation of curses passed down. So if you see your mama with a man or even different men, you're gonna feel like this how it's supposed to be because this what you see every day. Or this what you see every so often. So you're like, this how it is. This is what I always saw in my life. Because as I said, we mimic things. Especially as kids, that's how we learn. The stuff we see. We mimic a lot of things.
Well, how you feel about that, Katie? Why do we play house? Why do we play the field instead of going ahead and committing to someone?
It's easier. It's fun, and there's no accountability. It's like I can get everything I want, and I can have all the fun I want. Combined incomes with my income and her income, and if I see something better, I don't have no ties to that. I can just go move to a better place or go have more fun or better looking fun. So that's kind of how it is. Like when I'm a person of a lot of integrity. I like to try to be as honest as I can, as open as I can. Whatever I have to say, I'm gonna tell you. So when I was younger, I used to tell girls, hey, you know what? Let's be friends. Because I already knew that I didn't want to be the girlfriend and be that dude that cheats in high school or middle school. I didn't want to be that guy. Hey, I want to be your friend. So that way they can't say that I'm a cheater. We just friends. What you talking about? I can talk to whoever I want to. And that's the thing. That's why playing house is so much fun to these young men, because you get all the benefits and you have no ties to anything.
With the shacking up, it's more like you said. It's easier. So y'all said it was easier. So when you want to shack up, I feel like men recognize a woman's weakness or try to test the woman to see how far she'll go. I was at work the other day and I was getting some water. At the little the big water jug. You pull the handle down and you get the water. And this guy came up behind me and was like, I want some. I'm looking like, what? He like, you gonna give me some? No. And then he was like, okay, I was just testing you. So I'm like, yeah, I know. I caught that. I keep game. And I went on about me. He was like, what's your name, whatever, and I gave him a fake name, of course, because he tried to size me up. He tried to pull out my weakness, and I really, was on game and stood on 10 toes and was like, yeah, what's up, because I guess I might be knowing my worth.
He could have been a good Christian man and made you an excellent husband.
Just messed it up.
Nah.
What's your take, Ray Bud?
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this: the first question was on the men, but this second question, the reason why we rather shack up, it's on y'all. It's y'all fault. Women, I'm looking at y'all in the eye. It's y'all fault we doing this. The question is, play house. Yeah, we're gonna play house, and I'm gonna marry you too. I ain't gonna marry you. You give me everything I would get if I was married. You're cooking for me. You're cleaning for me. You're fighting other weak females, and I'll get to watch and enjoy it. You having sex with me? It's like, what? You giving the most precious thing that you could possibly give, which is sex. And what happens when you have sex? Kids come, So it's so many kids that's coming, women having children out of wedlock. And it's a statistic that I found. By the age of 35, if you have a child out of wedlock, there's a 70% chance that you're gonna get married. Whereas if you didn't have a child out of wedlock, it's an 88% chance that you will get married by the age of 35. Let's be honest with you. Us men, we get our hair cut for the women. We dress up for the women. We do everything we can for the women. We do this for y'all. So that shows y'all just how much power you have. I seen in this interview the other day, Puff Daddy, for example. He thinks he's just the king of the world. He says, I give a girl 75% of love, tenderness, and care, and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to give you 25% of hell. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And these women are just falling for it. They're going for it. And that's the thing. My question is, are y'all getting to the point where y'all need a man that bad that y'all would just settle for anything? A mediocre man that would just feel like he's God's gift and he can have 2 or 3 women while still having you? Really? I know y'all didn't get to that point where y'all feel like that. So take the power back right now. If you take back what's the power, which is you, I guarantee you it'll step his game up. And then my last thing that I wanted to say was, after 5 to 7 years, it's going to be an 80% chance that relationship just never gets to marriage. If y'all living under the same roof, after 5 to 7 years, only 21% of those people still live together. So that's an 80%, 79% chance that you still gonna be with this man. So why would you do that? Take the power back from this dude. If I guarantee you stop cooking for him, because we love to eat, that's the way to get to our heart. I swear, if you stop sleeping with him every day, because that's what we really love to do, I guarantee you, he'll marry you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
now you throwing all these numbers and these percentages up, but at the same time, you saying women have power. Okay, men recognize our power and they try to, tear it down. Y'all know our worth, like we know our worth. But at the same time, sometimes when you're in a relationship, you're dealing with broken women. So you know she broken, you know she weak, so they give you room to try to, bring her down, try to break her, make her feel low, because maybe as a man, for example, maybe you saw your daddy hit your mama. You feel like that's cool. So when you hit your gal, you like, yeah, I'm the man. That make you feel man, because that's all you saw all your life, So in a sense, it's like he King Tut around here. He hitting women, he running this. Of course she gonna be down and sad and crying. She wants you to change because she love you. And you know she love you. You know she ain't going nowhere. You can do whatever to her. Have another baby on her, But she gonna be there regardless because she love you. But at the same time, it's like, being that she love you, it's crazy that us as women, we tolerate a lot of stuff because we strong. We can handle it. But if the shoe was on the other foot, men, y'all you can't handle the pain we handle. And it's not saying that it's okay that, y'all treat us that way, but at the same time, we're more stronger. We know how to handle things. Okay, let's say if I'm in a relationship and my man beat me, and now I'm been to another man, and can find comfort in that man. And it's not like, we want men, it's not like we want to tolerate it. It's like we so strong and smart to a point where when we ready to leave, we gonna leave. And it might be with that man who understand, there for us, comfort us. But at the same time, that other man can push us. God might place this other man in my life to give me that extra to move on.
so I really enjoy getting all of you guys' take on why, we prefer to shack up and Playhouse. But my personal opinion on it kind of runs parallel to what KD said. I think it's just so easy to play the field. Like, I mean, it just is. You know how much fun it is to just have several women, so many options. You can get you an Asian, a Latino, a Caucasian, and have you a black chick. And y'all can just do the do. You can just enjoy yourself, no real commitments, no nothing. You just out there freelancing. It's so easy to do that. But it's difficult to settle down and get married. And it's almost like, especially within the black community, when you be like, yeah, I'm engaged, folks like, oh man, stuff was good till you told me that. Like, even when I first got married, they was like, oh, you just got married? Like, yeah, like, how long you been married? Like 8 months. Like, oh boy, you still in the honeymoon. Let me tell you something about marriage. The first 6 months, you're gonna love her so much that you could just eat her up, boy. In the next 6 months, you're gonna wish you had her ate her up, because she's gonna be working your nerves. and everybody is just like, you know, the ones that have stayed married, to be honest, they're like, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be difficult because it's something that you've never dealt with, but it's 100% worth it. And like Cornesia elaborated on, it's the right thing to do in God's eyes. It's just the right thing. God made man for woman and woman for man, so they should be your companion. I don't know, Ray, but I mean, would you feel like I seen you over there doing your little antics? Would you feel as though I'm incorrect or something?
I mean, to a certain degree, I think that not even to a certain degree, I think that you are correct. But at the same time, it's like when you don't see it in the African American community, I can speak like we don't see too many people get married. Like only person I knew that got married is my grandparent and my Larry up the street. These marriages don't last no more. These young folks, these young people nowadays, they don't know how to go through the fire as well, like with these marriages. Like you were saying, Josh, you was elaborating on back in the day how people went through things. Grandma and them used to go through it all, and they still stood together. These young folks now, they get in an argument, they gone. Because they just feel as though, look, I can just get on social media right now and go find me another bae. I can get on Facebook right now and be in somebody else's inbox. It's just a commitment thing going along with why people think so negatively. Yeah, it's a lot of bad women out there, but it ain't too many loyal women out there, and that's the difference. You can get you a bad chick, but you ain't gonna find too many loyal ones.
And I agree with you 100%. When I talk to people, they're like, "Yo, Jay, what was the moment that you realized that she was the one? How did you know it was the right time?" For one, we had been talking for like 4 or 5 years, and she been down. But it's been like several occasions where that North Memphis came out just a little bit, dog. And then you need a little bit of that ratchetness in there just to let like, bruh, if some pop off, she got me. And like, this mug is really crazy about me. Like, you can get clapped. She'll fire on any dude, any chick. And I'm like, bro, she the one. She a rider, bro. Like, and I mean, I feel like, hey, I got to have her the same way. She make me step up to the plate like, hey, if Boo got my back, I got to have her back. But that loyalty, that was so huge. And that's something that society nowadays, it just seems like it's absent. I mean, Katie, what's your personal opinion? Like, how long should a man and a woman like be kicking it? How long should we be hanging out before we decide to take that next step? Is it a time frame or what you
really
think?
I think there should be a cutoff time frame. It just depends on how long you've known the woman. Like my wife, literally, no joke. I think I prophesied this to myself when I was in first grade. I seen her, and I told my mom, she was dropping me off at school, and I said, "That's my wife."
Oh, that's so sweet.
And she hated me all the way through. Don't get it wrong. It ain't like that. I tried to talk to her every year all the way to 10th grade. Every year, like, "Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? How you doing?" I'm different. I'm funny. I'm not like, smooth or anything. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, ugly?" I'm flirting like that. But God blessed me, and I guess He blessed her. She prayed that she wanted to have a good, godly man. And in high school, I got real into reading the Word and praying and trusting, and she found me. I talked to her, and she talked to me, and we got together, and it wasn't that long. We was together all through high school and stuff like that, but it wasn't that long. I got married at 21. And so if you know someone that long and that time, you don't need that much time to say, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. Even though, like what Josh was saying, the old folks would be like, the true colors ain't came out yet, boy. All right, we'll see in a minute. I've already experienced everything she could possibly do, whether that's beating the girl up in the bathroom or busting a dude's head because he touched her butt. That's stuff that I've already seen. I already know she crazy. So it's like I'm able to take that and what comes along with that. And so if you're with a person who you just meet, like say if you get in college and you just meet this girl, like, "Hey, how you doing?" Y'all just meeting, then of course you're gonna take your time. Not saying shack up and live with the person, but take your time in courting or dating or letting her be your friend or putting the crap up on Facebook. However y'all do it nowadays in the the millennial generation, and and take your time with that because you want to make the right decision, and of course you want to involve God into your relationship so that way it can last. So I would say the cutoff mark is the 5 years. Like if 5 years, if you don't know that that's your wife or your husband, then come on now, y'all got to be doing something.
At that point, you're wasting people's time. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like if you with a girl, I know some chicks that's done talk to dudes through high school, through college, and that's bae. They've been and had a child and all these different things, and I'm like, dude, if y'all been together that long and supposedly have been faithful to each other that long, why not go ahead and do the right thing and make this woman yours? Give her your name. I went to my wife's church, and the pastor said something that was so profound to me. He was like, men will get a dog that they care about, and guess what? They'll feed that dog. They'll give that dog a name him old Cujo, and they'll get this dog because they love to hunt so much. It's what they love to do. They'll build this dog a house. They'll do everything to this dog. Go get this dog shots. But we said we love these women, but won't even give them our name. Now, what sense do that make? It's something so simple. You won't even get this woman a house. You know what I'm saying? You won't even feed her, properly take care of her. But that was just something that really hit home with me. I mean, Carnesia, do you feel as though it should be a specific time frame that we should stop playing games and go and wife y'all up?
Yeah. I feel like when you meet somebody, you meet them and going out with them to get to know them. You're not going to know a person over 6 months, not even a year, not even 2 years. I feel like you're going to learn something about them each day. Each day y'all around each other. When you meet somebody, I won't say you will know them off bat, like love at first sight. I don't really necessarily believe in that, that statement. Love, you might like what you see or love what you see, but as far as knowing them and trying to see what's up, trying to get, it's like, you want to know their mind. You want to know what they like doing, and stuff like that. But it's all about getting a connection mentally,
That's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit. So would you say definitely, basically what you're saying, definitely maybe more than 2 years probably?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I know some folks that go on do it quick. Ray, what you think? Is shorter, longer?
I've noticed y'all throughout a lot of years, like 5 years, 10 years. I should have met her when I was in kindergarten, or I should have met her in college, and I should have been with her for 5 years. Wait, what y'all talking about? Because it ain't got nothing to do with how many years you've been with a person. It's about your maturity level. The average woman gets married around the age of 27, while the average man gets married around the age of 29. And I think that's a great number. 29 is a great number for a man to get married. You know what I'm saying? Because from the ages of 20 to 25, 60% of those marriages ended in a divorce. So they might have been together through high school, but it's the age level, it's the maturity level. I can meet a girl for 1 year and be like, yo, this is the one for me. I remember somebody approaching me after I got out of college and like, man, when is it a good time for you to get married? Everybody else is doing it. And I'm like, I really don't care what everybody else is doing, because at this point in my life, I didn't have anything for a woman but double D's. And no, I'm not talking about a bra size. I'm talking about debt and a dream. That's the only thing I had for a woman at the time. And between those young ages of 20 to 25, you're just now getting out of college, getting out of high school, you're starting to get your stuff together. And I think what takes a man to be ready, speaking for a man has to be financially stable so that he can provide for her, because he can get her that house, that y'all was talking about. A man needs to be the spiritual head of the house. So he needs to have that spiritual food so that he can be able to teach the family lessons when they're going through tough times. He can be spiritually strong. And that takes years to say that I'm a man of God, So, and then also, and last but not least, a man has to have some type of self-worth, some dreams. He has to feel like he's, what I'm saying? So don't rush me to get married. You're not going to want me if I'm not ready. And I'm not going to want you, because even if you try to settle me down, I would be unhappy because I don't feel like I have a purpose in life yet. And I know it's a lot of people, for example, in the military, that's just getting married for the extra little BAH, the little money, the housing. And they not really happy. And then you see them 2 years later and they like, oh yeah, we ain't together no more. When I get married, it's forever. It's not gonna be some here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. And I think that is when a man is ready. When he's financially stable, spiritually ready to take over, and he has a purpose in life.
Oh, Ray, well, you right on my street, man. And I totally disagree with what you just said. We we totally the opposite. You know what I'm saying? That didn't factor in for me whatsoever. And I actually put more stock in my marriage since I wasn't financially stable. Like neither one of us are where we need to be maturity wise. And I mean that's probably not the best. That's probably a good, recipe for things going south very quickly. It's like neither one of us brought anything, major to the table. It's like if we split up right now, we ain't losing nothing because we don't own nothing. We ain't bought no car together. We ain't got no house together. We starting from the ground up. But I believe going through that struggle as a unit, I think it builds character. It makes us strong and be like, dang, man, you remember when this happened? Whew, man, we ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for like 2 weeks, man. Like stuff like that. You look back on it and it's like you'll reminisce going through those hard times together and be like special moments. We shared that together. The ups, the downs, the good, the bad. And I mean, not to mention the fact that I feel like you getting a late start when you wait, too long. Not saying that you should rush it, but I definitely feel as though it should be a priority. You should date to get married, not date to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Or just hang out. Like you should be looking at legit prospects, especially like when you're in your mid-20s, you're really transitioning maturity wise and stuff like that. But
yeah, you even made me to be the bad guy here. I just said 29 is a good date. I'm still dating her until that point. Don't try to make Ray to be. I'm still dating her at 26. It's just gonna take me about 2-3 years so that I can be able to give her what my, like we grew up. My mother and them, my father and them, they probably wanted to give me the finer things, but they had to finish high school and take care of me. They had to finish college and take care of my brothers and sisters. So it was like they had it's a tough job to do two at the same time. And I just want to be able to still struggle with her while we dating, but I don't want to be struggling with her while we dating.
Right. Let me tell you this. If you're going about it that way, it'll never be enough. Whenever me and my wife got married and we decided to do this thing, I don't even think I would be in the house that I am in if I didn't have her. I don't think that I would have the education I would have. I don't think that I would think the same way. I don't think I would even pray or praise to Christ the same way that I do now if I didn't have her. We've made a numerous amount of money together. And I don't even think if I went through, like, I'm 27. I just turned 27 last week. So I'm 27 now. Had I not had her, I don't think I've ever seen $100,000. Like, by myself, I wouldn't have the ideas. I'm the head of the household, but she's the neck. She's showing me where to go, and I'm just making the decisions. So that, with that being said, I was just addressing that. I know you're gonna make it because you're Ray, but sometimes when you have that aspect and I gotta make enough money, because I used to be the same way, like I gotta get this bread first, baby, and then I'm gonna marry you, give you the big wedding. That's not how the Lord wanted to do it for us, because we would never make enough until we get right with Him first. Not saying that because we was living together and stuff, and the Lord wanted us to get right and wanted us to do the things in His order, because if we do it out of order, then it won't ever go right.
I agree.
Yeah, and as a single woman, I feel like if, I'm getting, doing what I have to do to reach my dreams and I'm getting into my career, if I'm praying to God for a husband, for a mate, for a soulmate, He'll bring that to me. I ain't got to go out and look for it. Sometimes women, keep dating. I want him, or, I want a man so bad. But if you continue to focus on yourself, then I feel like all things, the Bible, all things work together for that good. You focusing on yourself, God gonna send you a man. You putting Him first. You doing what you gotta do. You pleasing Him in His eyesight. He gonna send you a man. Whether it's maybe walking into an elevator, down the step. I might not know it's my man, but eventually God gonna reveal him to me.
Right. I agree with you, and it's everything that y'all said. All y'all input has been, Really inspiring, and it's gave me a lot of information. Been extremely enlightening. I guess we'll go ahead and get your final thoughts on everything. I guess we'll start it off with Katie. What's your final thoughts?
Hebrews 13, verse 4. Let marriage be held in the highest honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexually immoral and the adulterers. That's saying that marriage is held above a lot of things among everyone, and the marriage bed is undefiled because I'm no longer a fornicator, and I thank the Lord for that. So, with all the people out there thinking about getting married or in relationships or living with someone, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding.
Awesome. Cornelia, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah. With the shacking up and the marriage, just for the women, take your time. Get to know yourself, know who you are in God's eye. Know your worth. Before getting involved with a man. Because once you know your self-worth, if somebody try to tell you about yourself, it won't sound right. You know who you are. Just be patient, remain humble, and just know your worth.
Awesome. Ray Bud, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is with marriage, like you say, it's something that is high up there. I feel like, once you get married, it should be a one-time thing. You should make sure you find the one that's going to stay there for the rest of your life. But you also, I got to say something to the fellas and they friends out there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like we are loyal to our homeboys or our friends. And I think this is a time where if you see your friend doing something he has no business doing, I think we got to start holding our friends more accountable and saying, hey, man, don't be looking at her, man. I tell her on you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, these relationships, these marriages are going down the drain because we allowing our friends to just go out and cheat, talk to other women. And it's kind of like when you get into a marriage, like they say it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it also applies to marriage. It's going to take a village to keep a marriage good and safe. And when you see your friends going through some things, get them together. Remind them that this is what y'all got together for, so we can keep these marriages alive and stable and lasting for 50 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I guess if I had any final thoughts, it would be that men, go ahead and man up. You call yourself a man, do the right thing. Don't be with this woman for 5-10 years, have 3-4 children, she's still your girlfriend. Ain't no common law marriage. It don't work like that.
Right.
Just man up, sack up and do the right thing. Go and put a ring on it. Get this lady your name. She been loyal. She crazy about you. Stop playing games. The only reason you're not marrying her is because you scared of commitment. Like, hey, man, I still want this little chick on the side, she had my kids and taking care of home, cooking for me, but I need this little junk. It's going to be tough to not have your little junk, but do the manly thing, man. It's tough, but it's worth it. You can go ahead and build towards your future. That's Factually Opinionated. I'm Jay Will, and we'll holler at y'all next time, man.
If you like it, you should have put a ring on it.